Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. This week we keep learning our study on Ahavas Israel by the book of the Beis Halevi, and we're learning about Sefirat Omer. We're in that moment of the year where between the second night of Pesach and Shavuot, these 7 weeks, we're refining ourselves, we're counting the Omer, we're aligning our emotional attributes with Hashem. We have 7 emotional attributes, which are love and kindness, which is Hesed. We have Gevura, which is discipline and justice and boundaries. You have Tiferet, which is compassion, beauty, harmony, empathy. You have Netzach, which is endurance, victory, eternity. You have Hod, which is humility, gratitude, recognizing where the good comes from. You have a Yesod, which is union, a foundation, bonding. And at the end, you have Malchut, which is like the plate where all these attributes fall on, which is really kingship and dignity, novelty. It's a royalty. It's to put on your crown. So this Sefirat HaOmer, what we do is that during the 7 weeks, every week has one of these attributes. This week we are in the attribute of Hod, of humility. And you take every day, one day is Hesed Shevechot, Gevura Shevechot, Tiferet Shevechot, and you start aligning these attributes one within the other, and you work on yourself, you refine your emotions to be able to come to Shavuot, which is going to be on the 50th day since the second night of Pesach, and receive the Torah. So this time of the year is a time of the year to work a lot on our Ahavas Israel, on our love for our fellows. Actually, this is the week, as I'm filming this today, it's Tuesday. Today is Lag BaOmer. And Lag BaOmer is the 33rd day of the Omer. It's Hod Shevechot, it's humility within humility. And today we're celebrating the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who was a student of Rabbi Akiva, who was running away from the Romans, and he went into a cave with his son Elazar, and there they were given the whole Zohar, the whole mystical aspects of the Torah. Because of them, then we can learn Kabbalah. Kabbalah means to receive, and he brought this huge gift to the world. Also, it's the day that he passed away, and he asked people not to cry for him, not to not to dwell for him, that he had completed his life purpose, and that people should be happy, and they should do bonfires and barbecues and sing and dance, and it should be a day of a lot of festivities, because this light of the Torah had come to the world, and it was like a fire for the soul that kept the souls going. Also, on Lag BaOmer, we end the mourning of the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva who had passed away during this time. Also, they started dying because they were not nice to each other. So this was many years before the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students, and it says that they had a plague had come to them, and they died because they were not nice to each other. So what does it mean that 24,000 tzaddikim were not nice to each other? And so the explanations, they tell us that they died because they didn't respect each other, and in their level of Torah, because they learned so all day, there was no excuse that they didn't behave nicely one with each other. Obviously, nice in their level. And what does it mean that they were not nice to each other? It means that they didn't respect each other. They didn't respect the point of view of another person. They all thought that they were right, and nobody had another way of looking at life. They were completely arrogant, zero humble. Interestingly, today is a day of humility within humility. And they were not humble, and because of this arrogance, they died. The miracle here is that Rabbi Akiva didn't stop there. He got 5 new students. Between these 5 students, one of them was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and he kept teaching them, and he kept going. So these are very important days that we have to work a lot on not being not respectful towards other people, working on our love towards others. Even if a person is a person that you would say this person doesn't deserve respect, in reality everybody deserves respect. You cannot mistreat people. And there's a story here told by Rabbi Elazar Menachem Shach, who illustrates this perfectly, of what it means to respect another. And he says that there were 2 Torah giants of their generation. One was Rabbi Akiva Eger, and there was Rabbi Yaakov Loberbaum of Lisa. He was known as Nesivot HaMishpat. And they went to a certain city, a certain town, and they were guests in this town. And when they came to the synagogue, Rabbi Eger was called to the Torah. And when he was called to the Torah for an aliyah, suddenly when he heard his name, he fainted. And it says that Rabbi Yaakov, he came up to him and he brought him back. And he said, "Why did you faint? What happened to you? Why did you faint?" And he said, I fainted because I felt that the aliyah had to be given to you. You're a greater rabbi than me because you have more people in your synagogue than what I have. So with that, Rabbi Akiva Eger respected the other rabbi. Although Rabbi Akiva Eger was in a higher state as a rabbi, he was more known than the other one, but he didn't, he respected the other rabbi because of the amount of people that followed him. Of course, we know that during this time, during the period of Sefirat, we have to adhere to the laws of mourning, obviously, and refrain from haircuts. Many communities, they stop this on Lag BaOmer. After Lag BaOmer, they can do weddings again. They can cut their hair again. They can shave the men. They can go and buy new clothes again. Chabad waits till Shavuot because we're in a moment of refinement. So we abstain from all these things until after Shavuot. So all these things that we do is to remind ourselves to stay away from hatred, jealousy, desire, arrogance, and honor, and to acquire the traits of love, humility, and peace. And the main point is to actually remember what caused the students of Rabbi Akiva to perish, which was their lack of respect one towards the other. They were jealous of each other, they hated each other, they desired what the other one had, and they were arrogant, and they sought honor, and all these are very negative traits that we really have to try to run away from. So similarly, Rav Chaim Palagi writes, the love of friends at all times should be an internal love of the heart and soul, and not merely external. How much more careful must one be during the times between Pesach and Shavuot, that there should be an increase of obvious love and endearment. And I was listening to a podcast where they interviewed Dr. Edith Eva Eger a few years ago. She passed away last week. She was a Holocaust survivor. She wrote an incredible book called The Choice. And she survived Auschwitz because she was a ballerina. And Mengele used her as a ballerina. So she survived. And eventually she came to America, and at 54 years old, she got her PhD in psychology, and she was a specialist in PTSDs, and she helped thousands of people. The United States government used to send her to different army bases and help the soldiers to be able to overcome their traumas. And one of the things that she said in this podcast, if you want to listen to her, it's really worth it. It's from the Inside Out podcast. It's this week's podcast. She says that love is not a feeling. That love is what you say and what you do for another person. Sometimes people say, no, but they know I love them. I know I love them. But in reality, when they come to treat the person, they don't treat the person right. They can step over them, they can say nasty things to a person, they can mistreat a person. So she says, love is not what you feel, it's what you do, it's what you say, it's how you treat a person. So the Kaf HaHaim continues that the Arizal, may he be blessed, the Arizal was a 15th century Kabbalist. His name was Isaac Luria of blessed memory. He lived in Sfat. He brought down all the teachings of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai for us to be able to learn. And he has written to strongly advise people regarding the concept of loving each other when they learn together. And it seems that there is an added dimension to the topic of loving your fellow. Although one must always love his fellow, additional care must be taken when learning as a group. The proof is that the tragedy of the students of Rabbi Akiva is a group of students learning together who were held accountable for the lack of their respect that they had for one another while they were learning together. So for people that learn Torah, that they learn together, they have to be highly respectful one towards the other. And interestingly, the Ben Ish Hai points out that the Gemara does not say that Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students, but 12,000 pairs. He explains, Rabbi Akiva was aware that his students would not respect each other properly, so what did he do? He would pair the most intelligent student with one that was less learned. And in that way, he assumed that if the one that had the lesser level would respect more the other one, the greatest student. But unfortunately, his plan did not succeed. The Gemara refers to them as paired to emphasize this point. We have to also be very respectful to Torah scholars. We have to stand up when a rabbi walks into a synagogue or walks into any place. We have to stand up. If there's a person that's learned, you have to stand up. This is respect, not for the person, for the Torah that they know. And so additionally, the weeks of Sefirat HaOmer are weeks of preparation for Shavuot, the day of Kabbalah's HaTorah. And as the Beis Halevi discusses at the end of his essay, Ahavat Israel, is one of the primary prerequisites for one's success in Torah study. And indeed, the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot lists 48 traits by means of which one can acquire Torah. And many of them are related to good character traits and getting along with others. It's very important that we get along with other people. We might not be thinking the same way they do. Maybe we don't feel the same way they do. Maybe we don't understand things the same way they do. But nevertheless, we have to learn to get along with people. And the Bale Musar would dedicate the 49 days between Pesach and Shavuot to work on these attributes, focusing on one per day. And on the last day, they would focus on all of them as a whole. So we're still on the 33rd day of the Omer. We still have a few days to go till the 49th day. And from now on, if you're not counting the Omer and you haven't been working on your social skills, you still have time to really make it a point in these days to be very careful of how you treat people, to be able to open space for people. If people are talking to you, listen to them with your heart, be empathetic towards them, try to feel what they feel, get in their shoes, not be judgmental, try to look good into every person, try to judge favorably. Because in reality, when we're rectifying these midas, and we're rectifying this way of behavior, then we're elevating the whole world. So, as an aside, Rabbi Haim Palagi stresses the point that one's love and endearment should be obvious. It has to be something that is seen. And this is very important point to note. Rabbi Yehuda Ades would often speak about this. People often feel that as long as they have love in their heart, it is enough. But that is not so. So we have to really tell the people that we love them, show them love, show them respect, show them tender love and care, a hug, a kiss, a Mother's Day card. Mother's Day is coming. Tell your mom how much you appreciate her. And no one can see it into your heart. We must show people that we love them and be thoughtful. It's a moment to be thoughtful, to think about other people more than we think about ourselves. So I want to wish you Hag Sameach, happy Lag BaOmer, and that we should all be together, united as one heart, beating together, and in this merit, Hashem should redeem us all. So I want to wish you a blessed week, and remember, live a little higher. Thank you.